Hello and welcome back to the channel. I do apologize for how long it's been. I forget to make YouTube videos. But also we have a craft fair coming up in, I believe it's the first week in November. So we've been getting stuff ready for that. Did some Christmas ornaments. I'm in the process of trying to make D&D dice. I thought it'd be a hell of a lot easier than it was. It was not easy at all. I finally recently just got my first full-ish set without any issues, so that's good. Also, is there any way we can make the lighting better in this place? I don't know if it makes it better or worse. A little better. Anyway, change of scenery. We're in my mom and I's little office area, so I'm home by myself right now. So we're in a new change of scenery. Over here we have sewing materials that my mom does. But anyway, that's not why we're here. So, today, we're going to be reviewing Haunted. I finally finished the book. It was a good book. Unfortunately, it was at the disservice of being next to Broken, which I'm already 100 pages into the book. Unfortunately, it was at the disservice of being next to that book, which I was super excited to read. And here we are. The review might not be the greatest, but that's what's kind of going on. I will try and get better at doing more YouTube videos. I just don't know what I want, so whatever you guys want to see, let me know. Covers might be off the table because of the whole YouTube shit, but we'll figure stuff out. But anyway, you guys know the drill. Like, subscribe, hit follow. We're a variety channel, so you never know what we'll be doing. But digressing, let's get started. You guys know what we do. We talk about the overall loose plot, then we talk about kind of what I liked about it, what I didn't like, characters and certain arcs, and overall, just my thoughts. And maybe we'll start a ranking system, and then maybe by the end of all 13 books, and if I read and review the Tales books. Oh, and then there's also the 2 books about focusing on Logan and Kate. Maybe we'll do a whole ranking of how I would go through and read them. But anyways, Haunted. So, if I can drop the book and, grab it, So, yes, Haunted focuses on Eve Levine. We, heard of her in the, we first met her in Stolen, learned more about her in Dime Store Magic, and then officially met her in, Industrial Magic, and now we actually get to read her perspective. Her perspective was really kind of fun, and I like how she differentiates the perspectives of all the characters. Elena being 30, or she's 35 now, I believe, in Broken. But how Paige is young, she has this chip on her shoulder, totally different dynamic going on with her. And this one, she's just chaos. Chaos gremlin. Well, I shouldn't say chaos gremlin, but there's just some things where it's they won't, she has this guardian angel, and for sake of me, I don't know how to pronounce his name, so we're gonna call him Terry. She was complaining to Kristoff, Terry won't let me kill anyone. It's kind of funny. But anyway, so it starts off with her being kind of helicopter mom. She wants to be there for Savannah, but unfortunately she can't because she's kind of dead. So she just kind of watches her from beyond. She's kind of being a helicopter parent, and it's just not really working out for her. Kristoff is hanging around because he makes it abundantly clear from the beginning he has feelings for Eve, but he only wants Eve when she can kind of let go on the past. And Eve does have some good motivation. She's trying to be able to breach the real world to help Savannah, but not only help Savannah, to help his kids. Because I think one of them doesn't want to go into the family business, and one of them is, I believe, gay. So she wants to be able to help both of them out. So she has, it's not just helping Savannah. She wants to help his kids too. And she's just, trying to do that. But she can't let go of Savannah. But I mean, who would be able to, if if your daughter was dead or your child was dead, who'd be able to really let go and not be able to be I want to help when you can't. Even when you can, I should say. So we kind of learn about the ghost world, which is a really cool dynamic of how they do it. Like, you learn a lot about the ghost world, how it operates, and how the ghosts themselves operate. So I'm not going to go too much into that. But I will say it was really cool to kind of see like the rules of the world and how, and I guess going into a little bit, they can change clothes. They have like their death state, so no matter how you died, you have like that death state. But then you also have like your everyday look. So like if, like, for instance, like someone got hit by a car, and their whole body was mangled, that'd be like their death kind of look. But then they could do it so, like, and I could look like this in the ghost world. So it's kind of cool how they do that. A lot of the other rules are kind of interesting, and everything. So, kind of interesting rules. I liked the rules. I liked the setup. I liked the world. It was kind of like there was a lot of aspects to it. Like, some worlds are like, it's like some worlds like St. Louis could be like when they were back like in like the 1800s. Some were 2000s and stuff like that. So, really interesting setup for the world. Learning how the rules work, and all that. So eventually, she gets called by the Fates. Because if you remember in Industrial Magic, she made a deal with the Fates, let Paige and Lucas both go. And we will, you'll owe us a favor and they can live. So she says yes. And then Kristoff says you need to get a job, essentially. And she's like, all right, fine, I'll get a job. But then the Fates call her to get this job, to give her this, this favor thing. And the crux of the favor is on the back of the book, but there's this demi-demon called the Nyx, who, I guess the best way to describe it, if you guys have seen, like, Miraculous Ladybug, and I thought about this when I was practicing at work the other day, Miraculous Ladybug, when Gabriel, Hawkmoth, or Shadow Moth, or Monarch, whatever the fuck his name is now, I know him as Shadow Moth, when Shadow Moth gets the, basically, when people feel like an excess of an emotion, he has the butterflies that he turns evil, and then he turns them, say, hey, do this for me, you can get revenge, just give me the miraculouses. And he does that, and then, they get the powers. So essentially, the demi-demon kind of works like that. If you feel like you hate someone, could be like your ex, maybe your friend was being, or I shouldn't say your friend, but like you just feel slighted by the world. Basically, the Nyx would find you. And because of the prologue, she's limited to females. And I think she has witch powers, but she's limited to females because she died in a female witch's body, I believe. But so she now has like witch powers, and she can only go into females. Where before, I believe she could go into any person, and any person. But anyway, so she basically, if you feel an intense emotion or hatred or slight against the world, like you just hate it and you want to like kill him, but basically you don't have the guts to, she would go to you and kind of like persuade you, but she would leave you as you're gonna get caught because she only cares about the kill. She doesn't care about how you react. And so there's a few like in between chapters where you see like the people that she killed, or the people that she convinced to kill, and then they ended up dying. And you actually do meet a few of them towards the end of it, and you meet them all throughout the game. Sorry, I was just playing Dead by Daylight. You meet them throughout the story. But she has this task. But she needs the help of a necromancer. And who else other than Jamie Vegas? So, we find Jamie Vegas. When she first meets her, she kind of gets zapped away because she's like, I know who you are. I'm not dealing with you, before she even like kind of hears out Eve. Okay, I apologize. But anyway. So, she goes back to her. There's another Earth spook, and then they go on like a little side quest where Eve. Also, I don't know why it looks like you can't see my eyes. Oh no, it's the lighting in this room. But anyway, so this Earth spook's like, you conceive me, help me get on unfinished business. When I guess in reality, all the ghosts are still on like the earthly plane. They did something bad, and I guess goes into the rules. They do something bad, and then it's okay. You're stuck there for X amount of years before you can either, go to the ghost world or go wherever you need to go. So, one of those things. Yeah, train of thought. But anyway, so he's like, she's like, okay, get him away from me, and then I will help you. And so, Eve and Kristoff go on the side quest. Again, it's like delving into their relationship, which I really did like in this book. It delves into their relationship, and then it goes into a bunch of other things. Where you like, she's like, well, how come I was seen as a ghost? It's like, well, you're not acting like a human. You're dead. You know, you're going through things. You gotta act like a ghost. You have to act like a human. So he teaches her that. She kind of learns how to be like a bit more of a ghost. And like I said, it's really more like going into the relationship a little bit. So it was really cute. But now we can go kind of move on. So now Jamie is helping her. And this is kind of where I forget the book. I remember the big things, I just don't remember what led to it. So, Kristoff is a helper through all this. At some point, she meets Terry. The Fates are, okay. The Fates also give more of a, kind of like what the Nyx does and, what she's done. Like what the Nyx has done to people, first of all. Like, the people who've gone after. Most people have gone after said Nyx, and so it's not like they haven't been trying. And she's been there before, and she's just gone out. So yeah, all the Nyxes have gone after her before. Like, all the Nyxes, Christ. Anyway, all the people have gone after the Nyx. Some go missing. Some she sends in a portal where time goes so much slower. So there's this one angel that's, like, insane. Because it's like this world where it's like, Eve wasn't there for 2 minutes, it felt like 2 days. So this angel was there for 5 years before they found her, so she was probably going crazy. I can't remember if she was an angel or turned into an angel. That's another thing. In this book, she has like the potential. It's like, okay, now you can become an angel, but that also comes with flaws in its own thing. Because if you become an angel, you can't go into the ghost world, which Eve is like, cool, finds that out. No, I'm gonna say with Kristoff, and of course by the end of the book that doesn't happen. She becomes an angel, but they do like a Persephone Hades kind of deal with Demeter? Is that her mom's name? I can't remember. But that's skipping ahead. So she does it. They're going through this. They're talking to the victims. They're trying to get a grasp on how the Nyx works. Like, there's Amanda Sullivan, who I think is the more recent person. I believe she killed kids. Or something like that. But she's in prison. She's kind of by herself. Because, again, you kill kids. You're not going to last in prison. So she's kind of in a cell by herself. If you are a partner with the Nyx, if she's, I think, either still on Earth, I think they get, like, visions of the Nyx. I think. So they go there, they often revisit, they, do all this. So skipping all that to what I know happens is at some point it slips that the Nyx went to go see this guy. I can't remember his name. But he was this demon, like an ice demon, that was teaching people how to kind of have like poltergeist powers. And Eve knew about him because she wanted to go see him for, Savannah and earthly reasons. But the Nyx was going there, and they're like, okay, why is the Nyx going there? And all that fun stuff. So they go there, they go through Pirate Town, which was kind of fun. That was really kind of fun. Like, it's like a permanent party, Pirate Town. And towards the end of the book, it's like, it's a pirate. Yeah, I don't like pirates. And Lucas is like, what? It was funny. So they go through Pirate Town, they steal this book, or they steal a boat, and then they find this guy. Luther Ross. His name is Luther Ross. I knew there was a reason I was thinking of, like, Lionel Luther. Anyway, Luther Ross is this guy. So he's teaching him. And they go to the side, and Eve is saying, hey, there's a Nyx. She's coming to your class. And he doesn't know anything about it. But the Nyx is there. And he has like this kind of like harem group where all of them sleep in his room, in the bed, and whatever. They're dead. Do what you do. Do what you want to do. So they have like all these, so he has like all these women that sleep with him. I think they're all like blondes, and like one of them's a nymph, which is like kind of cool to see how all these things divide up, like how there's so many more supernatural creatures. Anyway, the Nyx is there, but we don't know it's the Nyx. There's just this one like nymph thing that's like, oh, hey, come with me. I know something about this Nyx. And then so her and Kristoff go to follow, and then they realize, then she's like, oh, I'm the Nyx, by the way. And she tries shoving Eve into a portal. It doesn't work. Kristoff saves her, but then she goes away. They call Terry, Of course, he's useless as ever in this entire book. Like, I don't doubt that he's not useful, but in this book, and I guess it's also because it's trying to show Eve being a badass and Eve doing whatever, but he's useless in this book, at least in this one. But anyway, so now they know the Nyx. Now Nyx knows Eve, so now there's problems. They send Luther Ross into hiding. Also, important thing too is Luther and Eve they make a deal. You give me lessons for how to be a poltergeist type thing, and I'll give you like teleportation codes. So he goes into safe hiding. He also mentions this thing called, I can't remember what it is, but it's like a demon, but it's a demon medallion where if you're a demon, you can wear it and you can possess the living. And you go that, and then Luther Ross goes into hiding, so now they're kind of going back and forth with, okay, now we need to find more leads. So it gets to the point. I'm just trying to remember the sequence of events. It's just not working. Like I said, I remember the book, but I don't. So we'll just talk about the big things, and then we'll just move on. So at some point in the book, Kristoff and Eve are like, okay, well, and Terry are like, let's go talk to Luther Ross. Let's go ask him some questions, and about this medallion. Because Kristoff kind of gets a little annoyed at Eve because she's, he knows her. He knows her. And he's like, I want you to choose me. I'll wait for you, but I can't wait forever. And they get into a fight because they go and find Luther Ross in, like, Alaska. And he asks her, and then they're going there to ask about the medallion, or really anything he might know about the Nyx, since he did sleep with her. And everyone else there. But as they go there, he tells them about the thing. He kind of spills the beans on what Eve is, like, saying, which kind of causes her and Chris to get into a fight. Then she's like, I feel bad, I have to talk to him later, but we gotta solve this thing first. So he tells her about the thing, the medallion, and where it goes. Also, at some point, they mention this guy called Devok, who, again, they employed different measures to stop the Nyx, and they used him. He turned turncoat, and then she felt bad. I think it's from the chapter of the Nyx, but she liked him because he was evil and murderous and all that, and she turned coat because she was scared. And so now he's in serial killer hell because he's a magician, which is like a subclass of sorcerer. But now knowing about the medallion, they go into this castle in Scotland. I can't remember what it is. And a lot of heinous things happened here. But there's like no hauntings there. No ghostly hauntings. Angels have gone there and there's nothing there. But there's something there because something is off. Come to find out, there is this demon. I can't remember his name. Who is there, and he's talking to Eve. Terry. Oh yeah, this is after the whole thing. Right. This is after Alaska. So, this is after Terry and Kristoff are there, because she goes to Kristoff and is like, hey, you are a shrewd negotiator with, like, demons and shit. Whatever. So he goes there to make the deal, to make sure he isn't lying. Terry's a little apprehensive about it, but whatever. So come to find out, he hid this thing. He made it, but then, like, he just didn't give it to the guy who commissioned it. Again, it goes into a whole thing where Lord Glamis, it was like Glamis Castle, I think. He sacrificed a bunch of people to bring him here because he wanted to be able to possess, I think, his wife or someone. He wanted to be able to possess somebody. And he didn't give it to him, so the guy locked him in there for 500 years. The demon didn't give it to Glamis, so he locked him in there for like 500 years, and he was almost out. So he made a deal with Eve, and he said, okay, well, it's here. So Eve and Terry go to where it is. They're looking around for it. And this is where it kind of shocked me. So they're looking for it. He's looking for the Nyx. She's looking for the amulet. She finds the amulet. Eve finds, like, this amulet. But the Nyx comes back. I honestly thought the Nyx was going to get it, because I was on this website because I was checking someone out. And it told me, like, the whole play-by-play. I would have actually looked at that to give you a much better review, but I couldn't find it. Anyway, they look at the amulet. She gets the amulet, but the Nyx doesn't get it. They get the amulet and they hide it. So I'm like, then what happens? What happens then towards the end of the book when she's possessing Paige? So also one thing I just realized I forgot to mention. The Nyx went after someone in Savannah's school and tried, and I think that was the goal, was try to kill everyone, including Savannah, because now the Nyx has a grudge against Eve. So, more cause and stuff. But, so they don't get the amulet, and so she doesn't get the amulet, which is actually kind of cool. This is where issues happen. So now the Nyx, hellbent on revenge, is like, okay, I want revenge. How do I do this? And remember, she's part witch, so she does a glamour spell, make herself look like Eve goes to Jamie, says, let me possess you. So now Jamie has the Nyx in her body, unknowingly. So now comes the race of, what do we do? Well, and so it comes across now, remember how I mentioned Devok earlier? He comes into play. And I'm going to admit I skipped a couple chapters in this, but I will get to it. Devok knows how to kill him, or how to separate her, but still keep the person alive. So, after much deliberating, she ends up going to serial killer hell where Devok is, talking to him, figuring it out, after he lies to her, because she didn't ask the right questions, and then she ties him up, and then she's going to leave. Now, I skipped 2 chapters because I was not reading of 2 chapters of chase sequences. Also, in my defense, it was towards the end of the book, and I really, really wanted to get to Broken. But mostly, it was kind of like in Stolen, how I hated how long it took to kill Tyrone Wilson. I was not going through 2 chapters of chase sequence, chase sequence, chase sequence. No, I skipped the 2 chapters ahead. So, Eve tells people. She says, hey, this is how you do it. Perfect. Cool. She wears the medallion. She's like, Chris, I'm not going to turn into Angel when I come back. It's going to be all about us. We just got to stop Jamie from getting hurt. So, Eve goes and possesses Paige. And now, we enter the final act. Jamie is there. And she is there. She does not know Paige is technically Eve. Lucas knows right off the bat. And Eve is like, hi. So, this is what's going on. And she explains it. And, you know, they make this plan. And it all works. But when it comes time to actually do it, you have Savannah who doesn't understand. And no one really kind of informs her. And this actually kind of surprised me, but Eve, she knows that Paige is actually not Paige, but her mom, because she's like, Mom, and she's like, and Eve is like, baby, hold on, I gotta take care of this, but don't worry, everyone's gonna be fine. She almost kills Jamie, but it doesn't happen in enough time. It's also, like, Jamie is, like, possessed by Eve, or by the Nyx, but then, because she's a necromancer, all the victims that she kind of screwed over, like, that she killed, like, that she screwed over in the beginning, they come out. So, like, all the people that worked with the Nyx or were partners of the Nyx kind of come out, which is kind of cool. That was a really kind of cool scene. But basically, Eve doesn't manage to kill the Nyx, or the Nyx, I think, jumps to Jamie's body. The Nyx jumps out of Jamie's body and then goes into Savannah. And I was shocked that she did that. Or I was shocked that Savannah was doing that. That Savannah was so pissed that Jamie was almost dead that she jumped bodies to her. So that was kind of cool. But in the end, she becomes an angel. And she's like, you can't undo it. No, we can't. But we're not monsters, so again, we're going to do the Hades Demeter deal. So 6 months Ghost World, 6 months Angel. So she can still be with Kristoff. And that was about it. And then it ends. And her and Kristoff go off into the sunset for Lord knows what happens. Overall, it was a really good book. Like I said, it's just, it had the disservice, unfortunately, of being next to Broken. And I really, the further I got into this, I'm like, oh, it's almost done. I want to get to Broken. And Broken has been good so far, so I'm very happy about that. I don't. I did like the book. I liked Eve's perspective. Eve was a fun character to read from her perspective of, it was just funny how every time it's like, Terry won't let me kill people. And then you have Kristoff too. And I loved their dynamic. It was like very sweet seeing those two together. But then I love Kristoff too, where he's like, why? It's the easy solution. So that was kind of funny. Terry was an interesting character. I think he'll shine a lot better in different books than this one. This one, to me, all I saw was he was useless. I know why he was useless, because he is the, it's all about Eve trying to be better, and Eve kind of making that choice, and Eve doing it all to a degree, but he was still useless. But, whatever. The Nyx was interesting. It was actually very interesting to read her chapters. So where the books are all written in first person, the Nyx is all written in third person. So that was kind of cool to see it, and it was also kind of confusing time-wise, because they would always say like Scotland or Cincinnati or wherever it might be. It was always, okay, this is here and this is the year, and you find out more about the Nyx. How it starts off where, oh yeah, you can kill, but you become an addict, so it's not fine wine, it's like water, you need to kill more. So that was kind of cool. But I liked Eve's arc of kind of letting go of Savannah, and realizing she's in good hands. Not that she didn't know that she was in good hands, but it's always like that. I want to say the maternal worry of, or actually I should even say paternal worry, of, okay, we had issues. And Kristoff was also fun too, because I feel like Kristoff didn't really get justice in Dime Store Magic, so it was really cool to see him and kind of get to see his personality and learn more about him in this book. So I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, overall I thought it was a really good book. Just because of that the chase sequence that I kind of skipped, I'd maybe probably give it like a 8, 7, 8, just because I'm like, I can't stand chase sequences that go on longer than they need to. I blame Stolen for that. But no. But I did really like it. I liked Eve's perspective. I think if I were to reread the series at some point down the line after I've finished reading all the books, I think I might actually like this book a little better, where I'm not anxiously waiting for the next book. But yeah, I think I'd probably give a 7, 7.5 out of 10 if I had to rate it, if we're gonna do it out of 10. Bitten, I'd probably say an 8. Stolen probably be 7.5, because Stolen was really good too. But no, that kill sequence with Tyrone Wilson went on for far too long. And then what else? There was Dime Store Magic. That caught me off guard. That'd probably be an 8. And then Industrial Magic was really good. Probably a 9 maybe. I don't know. I'll have to really think about it. Those are just loose base numbers. But anyways, guys, if you've read Haunted, let me know how you feel. Again, sorry if the glossing over events was not as good, but I tried. But let me know what you guys thought about the book. And like I said, if you guys are new, hit follow, hit subscribe. Those are the exact same things. We'll be live on Twitch later on tonight. Probably, maybe not Ratchet and Clank, probably Ace Attorney. The Ace Attorney Chronicles. I have to get through a boss battle in Ratchet and Clank. I just don't know how long it's going to take. So, enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Maybe I'll do another YouTube video this week. We shall see. But, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And again, let me know what you guys think about the book. So hit follow and have a fantastic day, guys. Later.